and welcome everybody. Well, a couple of items that I was waiting for have arrived. However, the one on the floor there, I'm not going to be opening today. It's the Meaden Artist Advent Calendar. So I think what I will do is I will maybe wait until I've opened 2 or 3, maybe 4 of the windows or doors, whatever we want to call them, and then I'll share what I've got so far. But the one that I was getting excited about the other day is this one, and I've got this that a lovely friend sent to me, which is the Kuretake Brilliant Gold Ink. It's called Gold Mica, and somewhere it said it's water-based. So it's a water-based pigment. There we go. So I will do that at the end. So we'll pop that over there for now. But this is the Light Wish Travel Watercolour Set. 36 grids with ceramic palette and watercolour sketchbook. So I have had a look inside so that I could sort out what I was going to show you. So this does come with all cellophane wrapping and things. So this is the Light Wish palette, and you take the ends off. They become, you can fit them on the end if you want everything to stand up, or you can just stand them on their own. In fact, you could probably, yeah, you can fit the two together standing up. And then this is the palette with the 36 spaces and ceramic mixing space. You get a couple of brushes. So these I haven't opened. Which way round is it going to go? I'll just chop that bit off and get them out. So this one says that it's a size 12, and it has got the hole in the bottom so that the paintbrush can breathe. Oh, now that's quite nice. This one, get rid of my paper, is a 0. Oh gosh, okay. Oh, that's even got a little thing protecting it. So this is your little detail brush. So it comes with those 2 brushes, and then this is the actual sketchbook. So you've got this band that goes around. It's acid free, 100% cotton. This measures 6.69 inches by 3.94 inches, or 17 by 10 centimeters. And does it say what the paper weight is? No, I can't see what the paper weight is. So let's just peel that off and pop that over there. So when you open this up, that is the watercolour paper. Oh, that's definitely at least 300 GSM. You've also got this section here, so you could keep some reference pictures if you wanted. and the same on this side. And then there is a section for you to pop your pen if you want to put a pen in there of some kind, a fine liner or something. This then, when you pop the ends, this then goes on there. And when you're out and about, you've got everything in your hand. So that's how it works, basically. But for now, I need to fill my, I think it's rather lovely. I need to fill my 36 spaces, and I'm going to swatch them out as well. And I've made myself a little colour card, which I will have to, she says, I should really use one of those bone folders, shouldn't I? And that will help it bend easier. Yeah, so that it neatly fits in. Maybe I might pop that in here. So this is my swatch card, but this is my sketchbook where I'm going to be swatching out the colours that I'm going to put in here. So how should we start? Let's start, and I might well speed this up a little bit by putting the colours in. These are a mixture of Michael Harding and Daniel Smith, and I'm going to need my most expensive tool, because I think I might need to kind of mix some of them in. I've got some water here. So first of all, let's get them all in the spaces, and I'll yell out what I've picked. So Titanium Buff, which is by Michael Harding, and I need a cloth because some of these are quite hard to undo, and I've decided that I would need a couple of spaces for my buff titanium. All right, let's try and level these out a bit. This is always quite a therapeutic task. Okay, 2 buff titaniums. Now I'm going to put some new gamboge in, and I've just got a little bit left over in this 5mm tube. This is Daniel Smith's new gamboge, and I'm just making one slot. Should we call it a slot? I'm just using some of this up. Right, let me ditch them as I put them in. And then we need to even that one out. Then we've got yellow ochre. This one is a Michael Harding. And I'm doing 2 slots for my yellow ochre because I use that more than something like the new gamboge or a cadmium yellow or something along those lines anyway. Hansa yellow light or medium. I like my yellow ochre very much. So let's even those out. This bent paper clip has been absolutely brilliant for so many things. Okay, there is our yellow ochre. Next, I'm going to have 1 slot with pyrrole orange. This one is a Daniel Smith. Actually, that one seems to have levelled out quite well on its own, but we will just give it a little bit of a helping hand. Right, what do I have next? Aussie Red Gold, Daniel Smith. And I'm going to use 2 slots for that. Okay, make sure I've got a clean end. I don't know how big these slots are. Whether they're like I think they're probably maybe a quarter pan, I would think. Well, that was our Aussie Red Gold. Then we've got quinacridone sienna, and I've just got 1 slot for that, and it's Daniel Smith. Oh, let's hope I haven't put too much in there. It's all looking rather quite pretty on the screen at the moment. Okay, let's level you out a bit. Then I've got Pymentite. Not you. Pymentite Genuine. This is a Daniel Smith. And I'm going to put 2 slots of that in. can get some lovely mixes with the pyrmantite. There is a video where many of these colours, the Daniel Smith ones anyway, I chose 12 autumn colours and I do some mixes, and you can see how lovely the pyrmantite mixes with some of the other colours. Our pyrmantite. Transparent Red Oxide by Daniel Smith. We've just got one slot for that. Some of these are definitely coming to their end. So let's squish you in. Okay, Transparent Red Oxide, Raw Umber. This is a Michael Harding. What have we got? 2 slots for this. Okay, Sepia. Where is Sepia? Sepia is Daniel Smith. Just one slot. There we go. Then we've got lavender. This lavender is Michael Harding. This is just one slot. Right, Phthalo Blue. That's Michael Harding. And I'm going to have 2 slots for that. Now, I don't normally use Phthalo Blue, but I thought for a change, where are you going? There. I would, and because I've got the tube, I would have a play in this palette with Phthalo Blue for a change. Phthalo Blue is a really good mixing colour. So, right, then we've got Verdita Blue. That's Daniel Smith's Verdita Blue. And that's going to pop in there. Ooh. So that's just 1 slot. There we go. Luna Blue. Luna Blue. There you are. Daniel Smith's Luna Blue. Ooh, I think I might have put a bit much there. I just had to put a bit on a palette there so as I don't waste it. That's the Daniel Smith's Luna Blue. Let's level you off. Yeah, I think I've probably overfilled this one a tad. We'll have to see. Cobalt teal. And I'm going to have 2 lots of cobalt teal. Because it's one of my most favourite colours. This is Michael Harding's Cobalt Teal. I really love. Oh, actually, that has levelled off really nicely. We won't need to do that. Indigo. And I'm going to have 2 indigos. This is Michael Harding. Oh, where are you? There you are. Oh, well, some of them are levelling off really nicely anyway. That's the raw amber. What comes next? Opera Rose. This is Michael Harding's Opera Rose. And funnily enough, that looks like that's levelling off. Bright Green Lake by Michael Harding. And I want a couple of those. So I definitely need to level that one off. Okay. Right, moving down. Olive green. I need 2 of those. So these will need to go side by side. Olive green by Daniel Smith. And we'll just level you off a bit. Undersea green. We're going to have a couple of those. Undersea. Oh, I've put neutral tint in there. Never mind. Let's just change it. Oh, I knew I was doing so well, but now not. Okay. Let's change it to neutral tint. Okay, that was Neutral Tint by Michael Harding. Now let's find our Undersea Green. Now I want 2 of these, but they're going to have to go in 2 different places. So I think we'll put them there. So where's my pokey tool? So we've got 2 lots of Undersea Green. That leaves me 2 spaces, and I'm going to put some white gouache in there. Okay. So Undersea Green by Daniel Smith. And now let's find our white gouache. So this is Winsor & Newton's Designer Gouache Permanent White. I've got a couple of spaces here. That's what I'm going to put in. And so we'll just level them off. Does look rather colourful, I have to say. and you can fit a good amount. I've overfilled the whitewash. Obviously I'm going to have to let these really harden and dry. Right. Ooh. That's gone everywhere. That's fine. We can just mop that up. Right. So let's now do some swatching. How we're going to fit this in. Let's see. Yeah, just like that. That will do. And I'm going to use my little brush for my swatch card and my bigger brush that came with the set. Just need to get my pokey tool out. The bigger brush, the size 12, to do my swatching over here. So I just got to get the glue off. Okay. So we have got Titan Buff. There is our Titan Buff. We have got New Gamboge. Oh, that was quite a lot. Of course, these are kind of straight from the tube now, but oh, this is a really nice brush. Wow. Ooh, I'm very impressed. If you're looking at the little red stars, the red stars mean that I've used 2 slots for that particular colour. Right, yellow ochre. Don't want to take too much. Yellow ochre. In fact, I need to put that in 2 slots, so I need to go over that, I think, like that. That's better. Right, let's do our Pyrrole Orange. That's quite, let's maybe add a bit more. And put that in there. Then we have got the wonderful Aussie Red Gold. Oh, I was just saying how nice this brush is, and there's a hair there, but we won't worry too much about it. I'll wait till it's dry. So maybe we'll just add a bit more colour in there. There is our Aussie red gold. Right, quinacridone sienna. Just got one of those. This goes to a lovely point. Okay, that's our quinacridone sienna. Then we've got piemontite. I picked up enough. Probably need a bit more. You can see straight away that this is a granulating colour. Right, transparent red oxide. And raw umber. And we've got sepia. Our really dark brown. Lavender. Ooh, phthalo blue next. And that one goes over to... Okay. Then we've got verditer. Oh, I don't think I picked any up. Verditer blue. There is our verditer blue. Lunar blue. Quite hard to use these because they're straight from the tubes at the moment. There is our lunar blue. Cobalt teal. We've got indigo. Nope, that's not indigo. That's pyrmantite. Right. Indigo is next to it. I'm just thinking, what have I done? And have I got two of those? Yeah, I think it's two of those. Right. Let's try again. That's better. There is our indigo. Right, and then we've got two raw umbers. Right, opera rose. It's quite tricky where I've decided to use, you know, two things sometimes. There's our very pretty opera rose. Right, bright green lake. And then we've got our olive green. And that's going across too. Like a jigsaw puzzle. What have we got next? Right, neutral tint, because I went a bit wrong. And that's going across to darken that up a bit. There we go. So neutral tint, darken that up too much. There is our neutral tint. Right, next to that we've got white gouache. So we'll pop that in there. And in there. And we'll just pop that in there even though we don't really need it, but and then our undersea green. And I'll have to rename those, but I can see what they are. Let that do its thing. Okay. So those are my colours. And I've got a very messy swatch, swatch card, but it will still work. So those, not quite dry yet. I'll dry them off in a moment. So I've got some lovely sort of different choices for my yellows and almost goldy colours. I've got some browns in there. I've got some blues. I've got some greens. I've got a token pink, I suppose. And I've got a neutral tint and some white. So I think I've got the kind of colours that I will be happy to use. Looks like I've tainted my cobalt blue already, but I'm pretty sure these are going to take a little while to dry. Right, we need to do some mixing, don't we? But I'm going to dry that first. That's when I could, there it is. Right, these are dry now, and I'm hoping that that's going to show on screen the kind of separation of some of the colours in the pyrmantite, and that's definitely granulating. Then we've got the transparent red oxide, which is also granulating. The lunar blue is granulating. The olive green is actually looks like it's granulating a little bit. We've got our glorious undersea green, which is showing those variations of colour in there. So altogether, I think this is going to be a really useful palette. Let me open my sketchbook up a bit more. And can I get the whole thing on? I can if I move my water. Right, let's move it so that we can, there we go, see everything. And I might find a smaller brush to do some mixes with, but that brush, size 12, has been really, really lovely. I forgot to use the smaller size 0, but oh, have I pushed that in too far? Oh, can you see? I think I've probably pushed that in too far, but I'll try and find a pair of pliers or something. Right, let's do some mixing. And I'll use one of my little brushes, a smaller one, a size 6. And I'm just going to mix them on the page. I fancy trying out the pyrmantite, which is here. So I want a bit of pyrmantite. And I want to see what happens when I mix the indigo with it, which is here. Too much indigo. Let's just see if I, no, too much indigo. Let's get a bit more of the pyrmantite then. Ooh. I'm just going to let that kind of do its thing. There's my Aussie red gold. Maybe there you are. Let's see what happens when we mix a bit of you in there as well. That is just, ooh, it is looking really, really lovely. Right, what can I mix next? I'm just going to keep kind of mixing all on the page here. Let's add a little bit of the cobalt teal. What should we add next? Let's go for, well, let's see what happens when we add the phthalo blue. Where's the phthalo blue? Right on the end here. Wow. Let's go for a little bit of new gamboge. And then maybe, where is my raw umber? Here. Let's get some of you in. Kind of an earthy, colour. And a bit of the sepia maybe over here. And our yellow ochre. And square it off a bit. Whoa. Well, I think we just and I just want to let some of this run. And I don't think we're getting too, we're not really getting mud. We're actually getting some really nice effects with the fact that some of them are very granulating. Yeah, it's actually really rather lovely. I'm just going to spread that out a bit more, I think. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I'm just playing, really. What am I looking for? I'm looking for... that's what I'm looking for. Something to Just very much playing now. I just love how those colours have all intermingled. Just me pulling out a few colours, and yeah, I think that is rather lovely. I'm just tempted to grab some of this white. Oh gosh, yes. Well, I don't want to use my paints up, do I, now that I've got them ready to go out and about? So, there we go. Those are the colours that I have chosen. A mixture of Michael Harding and Daniel Smith. I think you can see that I'm going to be able to make some really lovely colour mixes, and, you know, some really nice artwork with these particular colours. Let's just briefly go back to the little sketchbook, and obviously sadly I can't close this at the moment. It does actually fit inside. You can then shut it and you can pop your band round. There's room for you to fit a pen in there. I suppose I should have tested the paper. Right, let's do one last thing and test this paper. So let's add a bit of the and a little bit of you. Hoping I haven't gone on to the other page. I probably should have masked this off or something. No, I think they're all right. Bit of the green in the bottom there. Let's try adding a bit of water in there. Yes. Well, I think you can see that this paper is really quite thick, and I'm going to be able to use the other side, and it's taking my very wet watercolour really nicely. So yeah, I'm going to say really lovely paper in here as well. So all in all, really a rather lovely set, considering it also comes with, where have they gone? 2 brushes as well, 2 travel brushes at that. So I hope maybe that's helpful for you. It's the travel watercolour set by Lightwish, and I'll put the link below. All right. See you again next time. Thanks so much for being with me. I really appreciate it. Bye bye for now.